Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to talk about yesterday's decision by the European Council. The European Council has granted the candidate status to the two our friendly nations of Ukraine and Moldova and has recognized the European perspective of Georgia. I congratulate Moldova and Ukraine on their candidacy and, of course, recognize the important step and the important chapter that Georgia steps in terms of the Euro-Atlantic European integration. This is the great challenge that we have upon us. We realize that the decision that was made is not made based on the performance, but rather has its political roots that is defined by the aggressive war of Russian Federation against Ukraine. We understand that this is the momentum and it's the geopolitical situation that determines the current situation. But I have to acknowledge that Georgia has been a top performer in every reform, in every sphere. Georgia has been successful in tackling corruption. Georgia is one of the best countries in budget transparency. Georgia has best indexes in human rights protection, in ensuring the rights of the minorities. And I'm very proud that on a previous session in this hemicycle, this was recognized by the adoption of the resolution on the monitoring on the obligations of the accession of Georgia to the Council of Europe. And that resolution clearly states that enormous progress has been made by Georgia during the last 8 or 9 years. I have to say that Georgia never was the backlogger in terms of reforms. It was always a champion and remains such a champion in ensuring the European life for our citizens. And I have to underline, and you well know, all these reforms have been undertaken while 20% of my country is occupied, while we are constantly under fear of the Russian aggression, and while the Georgians are kidnapped, and while there is a constant barbarization and the attempts of the annexation of the Georgian territories. We have been knocking on the European door since for centuries, and we will pursue this goal, and this goal will be accomplished. I'm very proud to be the part of the team who has enshrined the European aspirations of Georgia in the Georgian constitution. I'm very proud of the Georgian people who 85% support the European integration. But I deplore any person or group of persons, politicians, or any kind of unions that try to patronize this attitude and streamline it towards the revolt and towards the chaos. This is totally unacceptable, and this is unfortunately what is happening at this moment back in Georgia. I will finish soon, Mr. Chairman. I have to say, we clearly have a position in Georgian politics that we don't go into the debates with our Ukrainian colleagues when we know they are going through hardships. But it was very unfortunate, the statements that were made in this hemicycle a few days ago. And it insulted the modern-day exceptional philanthropist in Georgia, Mr. Bidzina Ivanishvili, and also while he was in the politics, he was one of the first who spearheaded totalitarianism and fought for the dignity and the peace of the Georgian people. Prime Minister Garibashvili, the day before yesterday, clearly outlined what is our plan. Our plan from tomorrow is to work hard and to make sure that every precondition there is in the European Council's decision will be met. Once again, Georgia was the champion and will remain the champion of the reforms on the European continent. Thank you.